Hi. Today I'd like to spend a little bit of time clarifying the most common errors that I see with APA format. I'm also have started a discussion in the week 3 um, discussion question on bibliographies. Um, to start off with, you need to be consistent with the number of spaces used between sentences. For longer manuscripts, 2 spaces is recommended by the APA. So I would recommend using 2 spaces for this, just to get used to your final project. Also, APA writing style uses double spacing, that's lines. Um, there's also, it uses a jagged right margin, so do not use that right align margin function that I sometimes see that. You need to indent the first sentence of a new paragraph 5 to 7 spaces. Also, even though from a grammar point of view, it's correct to not have a comma on the last entry before the word and, APA writing style does use the commas. So you want to watch for that, especially in citations. The level 1 heading uses upper and lowercase lettering. You only capitalize the first letter of each word. If you want the full clarification on format for headings, it's page 62 of the publication guide. Capitalize each word in a level 1 or level 2 heading. Numbers, use numbers for 10 and higher. Spell out 9 and lower. The exception is when representing units of time. So if you said 2 days, then you'd use the number 2 because you're representing units of time. Place the period inside of quotation marks, and same way with commas. In other words, any punctuation is always placed inside the quotation marks. I'll show you in a minute how to set that up for your Microsoft Word to catch it. Include the page number or paragraph number in a citation when you're quoting. There's a rule for the use of the ampersand and the word and you use the word and in the text and use the ampersand in citations and references. The citation should be included as part of the sentence, so you want to make sure the punctuation at the end of the sentence is moved to the end of the citation. So I covered the other one. The internet is capitalized. It's considered a proper noun. Double quotation marks are used for quotations or if you want to emphasize a word. Single quotation marks are used to show quoted content within a quote. When beginning a sentence with a number, you spell it out. Now, regarding references, one thing when you're describing research from the literature, use past tense because it's already taken place, it's been published. Also, the APA now requires the city and the 2-letter abbreviation for state on all locations. In the 5th edition, you didn't have to do that for New York, Boston, common cities, but in the 6th edition, they standardized it. Also, only capitalize the first word, proper nouns, and the first word following a colon in a book title, and then you place the title in italics. Same thing with an article title, only no italics. Here's one that's very confusing that a lot of people do this incorrectly. So you want to double check what you're doing on this. This applies to all journal articles. If number one, you should have a DOI. Not all journals use DOI, so if there is no DOI, include the journal homepage URL in the reference, or as part of a retrieval statement, and not the database. So for example, you'd say retrieve from, and then you list the URL for the journal homepage and not ProQuest psychology database. If you want to read the rule in the manual, it's on page 191. So, but if it is a journal article, you have to have a DOI or a retrieval statement. You also want to place the journal title and the volume number in italics. And then, of course, capitalize the first word following a colon in an article title. There's only one space following a colon. There's only one space following all punctuation in the reference section. Here's a URL to look up DOIs. This is a pretty handy tool right here. So these are the most common errors I see with APA format. Oh yeah, I wanted to show you one other thing here. Let me go back to the top. If you open a document, it can be anything, but it has to have some print on it. And then click on your spell check. And come down here to where it says options. And click on settings. Now what you can do, right here it says comma required before last text item. Click always. In other words, there's a drop down box, click always. Punctuation required with quotes, and click inside. Spaces between sentences, click 2. Check all these boxes up here. Click OK. And then what that does, your Microsoft Word spell and grammar check will start looking for these errors for you. And it's very helpful because these errors get difficult to see on a longer paper. So this is kind of a follow-up along with the discussion in discussion 3 on annotated bibliographies that I've started on APA format. Thank you.